మార్నింగ్ క్లాసులు కూడా అంతే 10 గంటల 10 స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారు.
Yeah, good evening everyone. So let us start now. Yeah guys, am I audible everyone? Please respond.
Yes, yes.
Okay guys, so let us start here. So already yesterday we have already discussed what is Azure Data Factory. So today, before we move ahead, let us brush it up once and then we'll move further guys. So now Azure Data Factory. So what is this? Azure Data Factory is a service. What is that? It is a service provided by Microsoft. Okay, provided by what is that? Microsoft. So now the Azure Data Factory is a service. It is provided by the Microsoft. Azure Data Factory is a service. It is provided by the Microsoft. Okay, whereas this service is provided by Microsoft to perform the process of ETL. So what do you mean by ETL guys? The ETL stands for extraction, transformation and loading. Extraction, transformation. Okay guys, so ETL. So now ETL stands for what? Extraction, transformation and loading. So now guys, when it comes to this ETL is a very, the old technique of data summarization. What it is? Data summarization. Data summarization. This is a old technique of data summarization. Now even a new technique is introduced that is called as ELT. What is that? ELT guys, which stands for what? It stands for what? Extraction, loading and at the end, as per the requirement, transform the data. Both it does the same job. The job does not differ here. Getting my point everyone? The job does not differ here. The job will be the same, but only what is that? The pattern is the change here. What is it? ETL or ELT, you can say ETL or ELT, whereas both performs the same job. Okay, and both is used for what? Data summarization. Now guys, when it comes to this ADF, that is called as the Azure Data Factory. Okay, this Azure Data Factory supports both. That is nothing but the Azure Data Factory, which is a cloud-based service. It supports both. What is that? It using this ADF, you can perform that is the ETL as well as the ELT. That is we can perform it by using the ADF. Okay, it is supported for both the techniques. We have it ELT and ETL. Whereas this process of ETL or ELT, whatever we have it, basically this requires two things. What is it? Source. And what is the another thing we require it? It requires the another one that is called as a target guys. It requires a target. So now what is it? Source and target. These are the two things which is required for performing the job of ETL. So between the source and the target, guys, between the source and the target, the job of the ETL is performed. Whereas ETL stands for what, guys? Yes, please, all of you. I want everyone to interact with me. Yes, ETL stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and next one, what is it? Loading. Extraction, transformation, and what is that? Loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. So these are the this is the full form of what is it? ETL. Where extraction is nothing but it's a process of picking up the data. Transformation is the actual process of data summarization, and whatever the data is summarized, that we load it finally into the target. So whereas the target is also referred as what? Destination. Yes, guys, am I audible to everyone? Please come out, all of you.
Yes, audible.
Yeah, everyone is following. Yeah,
Yes,
guys,
yes,
everyone
yes.
is following now. Okay, so we require what is it? Source and the target. So between the source and the target, we perform the job of extraction, transformation, and loading. Whereas when it comes to the target is a destination, where actually when it comes to the source means what, guys? Source is actually source of what? Data. Source of data. Now tell me, what do you understand when I'm using the word called source of data? Now guys, tell me, source of data. All of you, please come out with your opinions, guys.
From where we get the data, probably in
Exactly.
Excel format or anything.
Yes, exactly. So now, yeah, very good. So now, basically, source of data. Okay. So what do you mean by source of income, guys? Yes, all of you.
It is the ways which we earn our money.
Obviously, that is nothing but the source of money is nothing but the source or the way of getting the money. That is nothing but called as what? Source of income. In the same way, source of data is nothing but the place from where we get the data. That is called as what? Source of data. So guys, source of data, from where do we get the data? Guys, from where do we get the data? We get the data from the following. What is that, guys? Files. First of all, we get the data from what? Files. Now guys, when it comes to the files, tell me what type of files you will have it. You will have the files called what? Excel files. Guys, you'll have the files called what? Excel files, comma, CSV files, comma. The next one we can have, what is it? JSON files. What do you mean JSON files? Yes. What do you mean JSON files? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation files. What is that? JavaScript Object Notation files. Then apart from this, we can also get, can you see here? Apart from this, we can also get the data in what is that? Parquet files and Avro files, etc. Okay, these are the various type of files we have it. Getting my point? These are the various type of files we have it, guys. Okay. These are the various type of files we have it, guys, from where we can expect the data. That is Excel, CSV, JSON, Parquet, Avro, etc. Various type of files. Getting my point? So we can say that these are the, anyways, don't worry now about the files. We will discuss all these files. What is the functionality of each file? What is a Parquet? What is a Avro? Okay. And what is that is nothing but then we have the JSON file. All these are the files we have it. ORC files we have it. Okay. All these files we will discuss one after the other. Don't worry now at this point of time. So these are the sources of data from where we get the data. Then apart from this, guys, what is the other source apart from the files? What is the other source from where we can expect the data? Is, guys, we can get the data in what? Databases. So what do you mean by database? Yes, guys, anyone? Any any idea? Yes, guys.
Might be SQL or anything.
Okay. Okay, let's try to understand it in
From
from
various tables we get the data.
Yeah, of course, from various tables we get the data. Okay. Okay. Any other person, any other opinion, guys, please? Guys, we have many people here. I want everyone to just share your opinion. See, if you can share it, or if you can, interact, that would be better for you and as well as for me. The session would be interesting rather than me telling every time from one side. Okay, guys, database. Don't worry. See, we are learners. If you're going somewhere wrong, need not worry. No one is perfect here. Okay, so I want your opinion. That's it. Yeah.
In simple sense, it can be a table consisting some information.
Yes, that's it.
Place where data can be stored in organized manner.
Very good. Okay. Any other?
The data is stored in structured format.
Yes. Yes.
It is defined as a table and rows and columns.
Yes. Very good. Now, basically, let's forget about this technicality. All you people said is well. Okay, that is very, very fine. Okay, very good. So, but here, let's try to learn the subject from a layman point of view. Not let's go to into the professional way. Okay, let's layman point of view. Basically, what is the Excel file? Tell me now, guys. I'm just taking you through. All of you, just have a look. I'm sharing my desktop. Just a minute. I'm sharing my desktop. Just a minute. Can you see here, guys? I have here. Sorry, just a minute. Now, guys, here I have some. Can you see? I have some data is here. I'm just opening this. I have some files. So, guys, I'm using some files here, travel files. Now, guys, open this. I have a file called airlines. Just open it. Simple. This is a type of file called comma separated value files, CSV file. We call it as a CSV file. Now, guys, now this is a file. Now tell me, in what format the data is there? Can you tell me, guys? It is in the form of rows and columns or not? Everyone. It is in the form of rows and columns. Okay, these are all called as the rows. This way it's called as a row, and whereas this is called as what, guys? Column. Am I right, guys? The data is there in the form of rows and columns. Whereas the Excel file we can store the data, okay, or CSV file we can store the data. That is fine. But whenever you have, can you see here? Whenever you have massive, very huge data, okay, you cannot see, not in thousands, crores of records are there, or billions of trillions of records are there. Can we store it in one Excel file? Tell me now, guys. Or can we store it in one CSV file? Is it possible to store? Tell me now. Billions, trillions of records. Yeah. So the first reason why we go for the database, I'm explaining you guys. The files is not supported to store a very massive amount of data. Okay. So for that, we go for storing the data into the database. That's it. Whereas even in the database, you can consider for at this point of time, you can consider that at this point of time, we can consider that the database is similar or very similar, or it is just like an Excel file only, where you can store a massive or a very large amount of data with good amount of security. With what? Good amount of security. That's it. So that is the reason why we go for what? Databases. So now the databases is provided by various products. What is that? We have what is it? Oracle database. We call it as what? Oracle. That means Oracle database. That means what? The Oracle, that is Oracle database is nothing but the that is Oracle is the company, that is a corporation, we have it, provides the product of database. So hence it is called as what? Oracle database. Then we have what is it? SQL Server database. Okay, SQL Server database. Okay, SQL Server database. Then we have what is that? Teradata database. Teradata database. Teradata is from what is that? The corporation called NCR. Okay, NCR corporation. And then we have what is that? Informix, Sybase, etc., etc. Various type of databases you have it. Okay, guys. So whereas these are all the type of databases, so we can say that we can get the data from the source of data, we can get the data from the files. Else we can get the data from what is that databases. We can get the data from what is that databases. Whereas the other source of getting the data, what is that? Yes, guys, live streaming data. Live streaming data. We can also get the data from what? Live streaming data. We can get what is that? Live streaming data. So guys, what do you understand when I'm using the word called live streaming? Yes, guys, live streaming data. Yeah, what do you understand by live streaming data? Yeah, please.
Yeah, it's like tweets, unstructured data. It may be audio or video,
Okay.
images.
Yeah, it can be audio, video. Okay, that's it. And any other idea, guys? Any other thing? Any other opinions?
For example, live polling or anything. Live polling.
Yeah, yes, of course. Okay.
Stock market data, live data.
Pardon me.
Stock market.
Very
live
good,
data.
excellent. That is something. But the stock market data, guys, the stock market data, that is called as what? Live streaming data. So that means we can get the data from what? Files, databases, live streaming, etc. Various source of getting the data. So that is called as what? Source of data. So what we do here is we pick up the data. We pick up the data from these sources, which is called as the process of what, guys? Extraction. Which is called as the process of what? Extraction. And once the data is extracted, what we do, we perform the job of transformation. Transformation is the actual process of summarization. Okay, transformation is actually the process of what? Actual process of data summarization. Data summarization. Data summarization. And once the data is summarized, finally the data is loaded. Finally the data is what is that? Loaded into what is that? The target, that is called as destination. Am I right, guys? So these are all the sources of data. But now, guys, you must be getting it out. Of course, this is the source of data. But actually, from where I do get the data? From where? What is that? We get the data from the following sources. So this kind of data, whatever we get it, getting my point, this kind of data, whatever we get it, that is basically called as big data. So now, guys, tell me now, what do you may understand by the word called big data? When I'm using the word called big data, yes, guys, what does it mean? Tell me now. Big data means what? Yes, big data means what? Big data. Big means what, guys? Tell me now, what do you mean big? Big is nothing but huge.
Huge data.
Huge, very good. So it's a huge. Data means what? Information. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Information. Data means what? Information. So we can say huge information. So try to split it. Try to split it here. Huge data. That means huge information. That is called as what? Massive amount of information is called as what? Big data. So big data, we can get it into all formats here. Apart from this, we have many more formats. So these are the formats right now what I'm discussing. These are the formats we can get it here. That big data we can get it. Whereas, guys, this big data, we can get it from the following sources. So we can say source of getting big data. Big data. Source of getting the big data. Okay. So what are the sources? That is nothing but we can get the data from the following source. The first one is called as what, guys? Human generated data. Human generated data. Okay. And now, guys, human generated data means what? Suppose, for example, small example, you are writing the income and expenses of your monthly income expenses. You are writing it. So generally, where do we write it? Tell me, guys. We write it within an Excel sheet. Am I right? Everyone, tell me now. We write it in Excel sheet. All the incomes and expenses for the month, you write it in Excel sheet. So that becomes the data or not, guys? Tell me now. Yeah, that becomes the data or not? Tell me, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hence, such kind of data is called as what? Yeah, such kind of data is called as what? Human generated data. Am I right? The data which is generated by you and me is called as what? Human generated data. And apart from the human generated data, we can also have the data called what? Machine generated data. Machine generated data. Now tell me guys, what is machine generated data? The data which is generated by the machines, such as sorry. So the data which is generated by the machines, that is nothing but what are the machines, guys? We have, suppose you have the CT scan machine. So guys, CT scan machine, and then we have what ECG machine is there. Am I right? ECG machine. These are all what machineries which generates the massive amount of data. Getting my point? These are all called as what machineries. Whereas apart from getting the data, okay, from the machines, we can also get the data from one more source, that is called as what social networking sites. Tell me now, what is the social networking sites, guys? All of you must be well versed with this. Yes, guys.
Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, that is something but called as what Facebook, and then you have Twitter. Yeah, next
Instagram.
Instagram, yes, Insta, and then we have what is that? WhatsApp. All can you see here? WhatsApp. Okay, all these are called as what? The social networking sites, which generates the data. That means we get the data from the social networking sites. This also generates a massive amount of data. And next one, guys, even we can expect the data, a very massive amount of data from what is that? Banking applications. Banking applications. So what is my banking applications, guys? So if you go to a bank, simple example I'm telling you, if you go to a bank and you have deposited a sum of 2,000, withdrawn a sum of 1,000, and you have online transferred it some 500 rupees. Okay, so some shopping you have made it for 500 rupees. Now tell me guys, how many entries will be there? Tell me now. My question is that I've been to a bank, we have been to the bank and deposited a sum of 2,000. Then after depositing, I have made an online transaction of 500 rupees, and then 1,000 rupees I have withdrawn it as a cash. Now tell me how many entries will be there?
Three.
Some 5 to 6 entries will be there. Am I right? So all this, can you see here? All this is called as what? That is nothing but
Data.
the data. That is nothing but called as what? Data. So the data which is generated by the banking applications, the data which is generated by the banking application. Okay, guys, so this is nothing but what? Generated by what is that? Banking applications. So the banking applications is considered a very major source of getting the big data. And apart from this, we can also get the data from the IoT sensors. Now, guys, what do you mean by IoT sensors? Yes, guys, what is my IoT sensors? Now, IoT sensors are those which measures the pressure. Okay, then it measures the gas, temperature, okay, temperature, etc., etc. Okay, these are all, what is that? These are all the, can you see here? These are all the that is nothing but the the IoT sensors. For example, guys, IoT sensors means what? For example, okay, now guys, we must be traveling. Most of the times we travel it. When we travel it, okay, from one place to another, you must be getting some villages in between. Am I right? So now, guys, in the starting of the villages, did you observe sometime? Did you observe sometime that you know, a type of a table fans rotating very slowly? Have you observed it, guys, anytime?
Yes, yes,
Yes. Have you
yes.
observed it, guys? Yes, tell me. What does that fan does actually? You know, a type of table fans rotates very slowly. What is the use of that fans? Can you tell me, guys? Huh? A type of a table fans, guys, which rotates very slowly. That is nothing but those measures the wind speed. Am I right, guys? Yes, wind speed. Okay. In the same way here also, that is what? That is a type of a sensor, and that is connected to a computer. where in the computer the data will be recorded. Getting my point? So that is also a kind of a sensor. So hence IoT sensors are of various types here. Various types of sensors we can have it. Okay. So now just I've given you example. So these are all what is that? The sources of getting the big data. Now these all are the sources of getting the big data. From all these sources, we can get the data in the form of files, in the form of databases, etc., etc. And again, the files can be of what? Again, the Excel file, CSV file, JSON, Parquet, etc., etc. So whereas these are the type of files. Now apart from this, guys, now these all are the sources of data, recording of data. We can say the data we can get it in these sources, but actually the data is generated at this particular part. Am I right? Whereas what kind of data will be there? So now we can say types of big data. Types of big data. Now tell me, guys, what do you mean by types of big data? Yeah. So what are the types of big data we can have? Yes, types of big data. Basically, we can have three types of big data. Guys, we can have what is it? Three type of big data. The first and foremost one is what? Structured. The first one is foremost one called as what? Structured data. Now, what do you mean by structured data, guys? Tell me now. Yes, guys, what do you mean by structured data? Structured data is the thing, but the data which is recorded in the proper form of rows and columns is called as what? Structured data. It is called as what, guys? Structured data. Yeah, somebody was saying something more, please. Yeah. So now, for example, I'm giving name, ID, job, salary. Now, guys, this is a type of a tabular structure. Guys, all of you, we have it here. So I'm having this. Can you see it? Now, guys, let us enter some data here. ALN is the name and ID number is 23 and the job is 4,000. Okay, sorry, and the job is clerk. Okay, and the salary is what is that you have it? 4,000. Okay, guys. Next one again we have what is that? Nancy. Can you see here, all of you? Some ID number I have it 21. That is nothing but TL, that is team leader, and the salary is something around 8,000. Okay, guys. Now this, can you see here? The data is in which format? Tell me now. It is in the form of rows and columns or not, guys? Yes, these are all called as the rows and these are what is that? Columns. So hence this kind of proper data which is recorded in the form of a rows and proper columns, this is called as a structured data. So we can say the first type of big data is what? Structured data. That means the big data, we can get it in the form of what? Structured format. We can get it in what is that? Structured format. Yes, guys, everyone following? Please come out, all of you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so we can get the data in the form of what? Structured format. Whereas apart from this, guys, we can also get the data in the form of what? Semi-structured. Now, guys, what do you mean semi-structured? Semi-structured is that which is not totally structured, but at the same time, it is not into the unstructured format. For example, the data which is recorded in the form of what? JSON files, or the data recorded in the form of what? XML files. Now, guys, what do you mean JSON file? JSON file stands for JavaScript object notation file, and XML stands for what? Extendable that is exponential markup language. What's that? Exponential markup language is nothing but XML. Okay, guys. So now let us see how does the data, the same data, I will take it, guys. The same data, how it is recorded in JSON format. Let us try to see it here. And now let us give it here the table name here. I'm just giving a table name, guys. I know particular this thing. Employees. The table name is what? Employees, guys. The table name is what? Employees is the table, and these are the columns. Let us try to see how the data will be recorded in the JSON format. Now, guys, the JSON is nothing but what? JavaScript object notation file, and the data within the JSON file is recorded in this way, that is in the form of curly braces. These are called as what? Curly braces. Can you see it? Now, in the curly brace, suppose we have to write the first column. What is the first column, guys? Now tell me, please, all of you. What is the first column?
Name.
Yeah, exactly. So we have what is that? Name. So now the name, how it is recorded? Name, colon. What is the value for the name? Tell me now. Yeah, what is the value of the name? Tell me now.
Ellen.
First one is alien. So now guys, as you have the alien as a character, the same data is put under the quotes. That's it. Now a comma. Next line. Now tell me, what is the next thing we have? It. Can you tell me, guys?
ID.
Exactly. ID. You have the next one as what? ID. And now, guys, here you have a colon. And now, what is the value you have it? 23. So 23 is a numeric, na? It will not be stored in a quotes. Normal. That's it. Again, you have what is it, guys? Tell me now. Job. Can you see here? One row I am writing it. You understand it. Job. Job is the job, guys. Clerk. So I am using it here as a clerk. Everyone. Comma. Whenever there is a character data, it will be placed under the quotes. And now, guys, again you have what is that? The salary. So now tell me what is the salary? The salary you have it here, guys. Colon. And now the salary is a numeric, na? So hence it is placed normally. At the end, guys, can you see it? The brace is closed. That means this is the end of first row. Getting my point? This is the end of what? First row. Again, the second row, the same process is repeated. So this is called as what? Curly braces. Or here we can say a JSON document. This is called as what? A JSON document. It is called as what, guys? This is called as a JSON document. It is called as what? A JSON document. All of you following, everyone? So this is how the data will be recorded in the JSON format, which stands for JavaScript Object Notation. Now, guys, let us see what is exponential markup language, XML. How the data looks like.
Are we calling as a key value pair?
Exactly, very good. Key value pair only, no? Yes, key value pair. Key value pair. I have not used that word because you people must be confused now. So that's the reason why I have not used that key value pair. That is the reason why I have used as a JSON document now. JSON document is nothing but the data in the key value pair only. What is key, what is a pair, and what is the value? I have to explain all these things. So I don't want to confuse you guys at this point of time. That is the reason I have not been into the detail of it. Anyways, we will discuss this file system anyways in the future. Okay, guys. So now again, what is it? We have it XML. So exponential markup language. The same file, if same data, first row I am writing it in an XML file. How the data is written? Let us see. This is the semi-structured, guys. Not the structured. It is in the semi-structured format. XML. Suppose you have XML. Now tell me what is the table name you have it, guys? Employees. Employees is the table name, guys. It is the data will be recorded here in the form of tags. These are called as tags. TAGS, tags. These are called as tags. Now tell me, guys, the first tag. Now tell me what is the first tag you have it? No colons, nothing like that. What is the first column you have it? Tell me now, guys. The first column is what? Name. Am I right, guys? Everyone? Huh? So now, guys, after that, what is the value of the name? Can you tell me, guys? First row.
Ellen.
Very good. So Ellen. Now the same name will be written like this. Tag. Now here, this is called as the opening tag. And you have entered the value. Immediately after entering the value, the tag has to be closed. For this, we use a slash. This is called as a closing tag. And this is called as an opening tag. We write the data like this. Okay. Again, the next one, guys, next one. There will be no commas here. Next one, the second tag. Now tell me.
ID.
Yes, exactly. ID. And what is the value of ID, guys? 23. And close the tag here. ID. That's it. Close the tag. Third row. What is the third row, guys? Can you tell me?
Job.
Very good. So use the job here. Job. And now what is the value of the job?
Clerk.
So clerk here. Again, close the tag here. So close the tag and use the job. That's it. The tag you're opening it, closing it. Now what is the next thing you have it? Tell me now, guys.
Salary.
Salary. So use the sal. Okay, sal, opening tag. What is the value of sal? 4,000. And now close the tag of the salary. That's it. Sal, that's it. Okay, closing it. Guys, this is a highly case sensitive. Whatever the case you have used, that only it will work. Suppose I'm using the capital letter here, and if I'm using the small letter, it will throw an error. So try to be very cautious in that. Okay, especially in exponential markup language. Okay, so guys, you have this one. Now once the rows is written here, guys. So the data is completed now or not? Let us assume only one row is there, not the second row. Just for your understanding, I have given you. The row is completed or not? Now you have to close it. Close means what? This is called as a row tag. The row tag you have already opened it. Even this has to be closed now. Can you see it? This is called as, can you see it? This is called as an XML file data. This is how the data will be recorded in the form of tags. So these all kind, can you see it? This all files are called as what? Semi-structured files, where it does not follow the entire structure, but still, guys, but still, can you see here? But still, it is called as what? Semi-structured. That is, some structure will be there. You can understand that. Whereas the third type of file, this is all called what? Type of big data. The first type of big data is the structured data, and the second type of big data is what is it? Semi-structured data, and the third is what is that, guys? Tell me now. Unstructured. There will be no structure of this data. Unstructured data. So what do you mean unstructured data, guys? Unstructured data is nothing but the data which you can find, your photos in your mobile phone, your photographs, your videos, voice recordings, okay, voice recording, chat histories. All these are called as what, guys? Tell me now. All these are called as what? These all are called as what? Yes, guys, these all are called as what? These all
Unstructured
are called as unstructured data. Any type of data which does not has any structure. Whereas 80% of the big data, 80% of the big data, we will get it as what? Unstructured format only. Getting my point? 80% of the big data across the globe, we will get 80% of the big data in unstructured format only. Only 20% we will get it in semi-structured and structured format. So see what would be the amount of the data we must be getting it. 80% of the data will be getting in what? Unstructured. Now, as a data engineer, it will be our job to convert this unstructured data to semi-structured, and further from semi-structured to what is that? Structured. That means from all these unrequired things, we have to collect those required things and highly required things. Structured data means what? Highly required things. So that is the job of the data engineer. So this kind of data, we can get it in what? All these files. Can you see here? Sources of big data. So from the sources of big data, we can get from all these sources. So what we do, we pick up the data and then we put the data. This data will be picked up and will be stored into respective files or respective databases. Most of the times in files only we will have unstructured data or semi-structured data. Most of the times in the databases, you will have only structured data. There will be no semi-structured in database. Okay. Live streaming data means always it will be unstructured only. There is no doubt in it. Okay. So what we do, we pick up the data and we perform the process of extraction, transformation, and loading on the data by using the service of the Microsoft that is called as what? ADF. Getting my point? ADF. Whereas that is nothing but a service called Azure Data Factory. So all of you clear now, guys? Any doubt in this today's class? Tell me now. Everyone is clear.
Yes, clear.
Everyone is just, this is how we actually, guys, this is how we actually move ahead with this. Okay. Now further. Now guys, one more point we will discuss, then we'll end up. Okay. Now guys, in ADF, this data is in the files now, files, databases, etc. But actually, to start the process of ADF, we require to get it into Azure. We require this data to be stored into Azure. That means, for example, I am taking you through my desktop. Here, can you see there is some file here? Some students JSON file is here. This is called as a JSON file. Just to see the JSON file here, I have some file here. But now, currently, can you guys tell me, this is a JSON file, guys. Currently, where this file is located, physical location of this file, it is on my desktop. Am I right, guys? Everyone? Yes, guys, please interact. I should know whether you people are following or not. The reason of interacting with you people is that I wanted to know whether you people are understanding or not. That's the only reason. Guys, so here, because data is stored on your desktop, that means, guys, that means it is in my local computer or not?
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
can I say this student file is on on-premises system? Am I right? Can I use this word?
Yes, on-premises.
On-premises system. That means this particular student file is in my local computer.
Yes.
Is in my local computer. So first of all, we have to move this data from the local computer to cloud environment. Am I right or not?
Yes.
So if you move it to the cloud, where does the cloud stores? The cloud stores the data, guys. The cloud stores the data into the Azure storages. Into what is that? Azure storages. So what is that Azure storages? Now let us discuss it. So guys, let us discuss Azure storages. Guys, Azure storages. See, these Azure storages, I'm not saying Azure data factory storages. I am using the word called what? Azure storages. Means what? It can be used by any service, whether it can be used by the ADF or it can be used by ADB, it can be used by the Synapse, it can be used by Azure machine learning or artificial intelligence or any of it. That is nothing but any of the service. Yes, any of the service can be used here by this. That is, can use this storages of Azure. So what are the storages of Azure? That means the data, whatever we extracted, can be recorded in the following Azure storages. What are the storages? The first storages is called as what? Azure blob storage. Okay. What is that? Azure blob storage. What is that? Azure blob storage. And the second one is, what is it? You have it? Azure data lake. Guys, Azure data lake Gen 1. Gen 1 stands for what? Generation 1, guys. Okay. Again, the same we have it. Okay. Third one, Azure data lake Gen 2. Gen 2 is nothing but the advanced one, whatever we have it. Okay. Azure data lake Gen 2. Now, Azure data lake Gen 1, Gen 2, and the fourth one we have, what is it? Azure SQL DB. Means what? SQL database. We can store the data in what? Azure SQL database. Then we can also have the data in, what is it? Azure Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB is that which is called as NoSQL database. This is in very trend, guys. NoSQL database, where we don't use the SQL, guys. Okay. NoSQL database. It is called as what? NoSQL database, where we don't use the SQL. Then apart from this, we can also have Azure that is called as what? Elastic pools. And then we can have, what is that? The seventh one, Azure Synapse Analytics. Synapse Analytics. So apart from this, totally how many storages we have in Azure, guys? The Azure supports almost all 90 plus storages. How many storages it supports, guys? Tell me now. It supports around 90 plus storages. How many? 90 plus storages. Now, guys, it can store the data in following various storages. Now, guys, when it comes to the blob storage can store any type of data. What is the any type of data, guys? Whether you have structured data, all of you following or not? Please, I want a reply, guys. If you have a structured data, or you have the semi-structured data, guys, or you have the semi-structured data, or you have the unstructured data. Any type of damn data can be stored here into the storage. Okay, then again, what is it? You have it unstructured. Again, you have, what is it? Unstructured data. So these are the three type of data we can store it, guys. These are the three type of data. Guys. These are the three type of data which we can store in Azure blob storage. When it comes to this Azure data lake Gen 1, anyways, Gen 1 is not in use now because it is going to retire in 2024. There, the Azure is advising, it is not allowing to create this storage, but rather it is advising us to go and migrate our data to Gen 2. It is allowing, what is that? To migrate our data to, what is that? Gen 2. Whereas we can store the data called, what is that? Structured data, guys. Structured data and semi-structured data. Structured data and semi-structured data in ADLS Gen 2. Then we have the Azure SQL DB. So now tell me what type of data it should store. Azure SQL. Whenever you have Azure SQL means, guys, it is database. Don't think otherwise. Just only you should think that it can store a structured data. No chance of storing any other data. Getting my point? The Cosmos DB, all this is called as what? Stores the structured data only. So likewise, you have 90 plus storages are available in Azure. So guys, everyone is clear now? Everyone is clear with the concept?
Yes.
Yes.
Now guys, I will show you how this storages appear. So for that, guys, to begin with the process, what is it you have to do here is, so go to this portal. What is that? Portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. Visit to this particular directly. Portal.azure.com. Or else initially you can go with what? Azure.com. Azure.com. Then once you go to the Azure.com and provide your login credentials, you take your login credentials. That is nothing but it will ask your mail ID, and it will verify your mail ID. Then afterwards, it will ask you the credit card details. You have to enter the credit card details, and it will charge only 2 rupees from your credit card. So as a free subscription, that we can use it. That comes with a 15,000 credit points. Okay, 15,000 credit points that you can use it in 1 month or 1.5 months. Also, it will work. 45 days also it will work. And once all those credits are exhausted, it will ask you to switch to the pay-as-you-go model. Okay. So, anyways, so finally, I'm just taking you to this portal.azure.com. So before we start the practicals, okay. So now, guys, just prepare yourself accordingly. Now, guys, I'm simply typing here portal.azure.com. Portal. All of you is able to see the screen here. I'm resharing the screen once again. Guys, can you see it? This is
Yes, we can.
Yes.
now just type it here, portal.azure.com. See here directly, because already I have the subscription, hence I got you here. Okay, you can say, just check here, portal.azure.com. Now guys, just a minute, homepage. Can you see here? This is the portal of Azure, portal.azure.com. Everyone is okay? Yes, guys. Now you want to see the services, just click on the more services. You will see all the storages and services provided. Can you see here? Machine learning plus artificial intelligence services. These are all the services it gives you. And these are the analytics services: Data Factory, Azure Data Lake Gen 1, Databricks, Power BI Embedded, okay, Data Catalog, okay, Stream Analytic Jobs, all this, Azure Synapse Analytics, all these are some analytical 16 services it's giving you. And then you have compute. Can you see it? For the compute, you have all these. You will see what is the compute, how does it work, okay, how can you integrate it with SAP HANA on Azure. All these things we are going to see step by step. Okay, HANA is a database of SAP. Now, guys, containers. Can you see it? These are some containers. And now, can you see it? Databases. It supports the following databases. Can you see it? SQL virtual machines, SQL database, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure database for MySQL server, SQL server, Azure ARC, okay, PostgreSQL server. These are all the various type of databases it supports. Okay, and then DevOps application. These are the DevOps application. Azure DevOps organization. Okay, API management service. Okay, that is the application programming interface. Okay, all these things can you see here. And these are some general There is nothing but services it gives you. Okay, then plus hybrid plus multi-cloud. So how many type of clouds you have it? That is nothing but we have a private cloud and public cloud. Okay, and hybrid cloud is also there. Can you see it? All these hybrid means the combination of private and public. Private means what? It is a specific cloud designed for a specific user. Can you see it? Then we have all this, can you see it? Identity, and then we have what is that? Integration. We can integrate with all these things. Okay, and IoT, that is Internet of Things. Okay, can you see it? All this management and governance. These are all the services. Whereas for storages, guys, storages alone, the Azure provides or Azure supports 90 plus storages, including databases, everything. Getting my point? These are the sum I have given you. So this is how we can have it here. So guys, all of you, I'll just show you once how to log in here for your convenience. Okay. So guys, open a tab. I'm just opening a new portal here, all of you. Just a minute. A new browser, I'm opening it. Okay. A new browser I'm opening. Everyone just have a look here. Everyone is able to see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
So now simply type here azure.com. Simply type here azure.com. Now once you're there, this is the web page actually from where you have to start the process. And now guys, once you are there, can you see here? Free account, sign in. You click on anything or try Azure for free or getting started. Anything you can click, no problem. Let us see get started. Now can you see here? You have it. Pay as you go with Azure plus get free service. So get started. Now it will ask you. It is taking me directly to my mail ID because already I'm registered with this mail ID. Clouds ADF Samir, I'm registered already with this. There's a reason directly it's asking for password. If not, you can take it here. Can you see it? You can click on get started. It will ask you whether you want to go with the free service or you want to go with the pay as you go model. That you can select it. And once you have selected that, whatever it will, whether it is a paid model or free pay as you go model or free subscription, it will ask you for the credit card details. So no problem at all. You can just enter it and it will not debit the amount directly without your consent. It will send you the message. If you allow that message, the OTP will be sent. So OTP, if you enter it, then only it is going to direct the amount. So you need not worry about the payments and all. You can go in the normal way, guys. Okay, that's not the thing. So hence we can enter it. That's it. So once you have entered everything, you have done it. Finally, you will be rerouted to this particular page here. What is that? Portal.azure.com. So from here, you will have your subscription. Can you see here? As I have Azure ADF Samir. Can you see here? Likewise, this is my subscription. So now guys, I'm selecting here. Okay, so you want to see the subscription, what type of subscription I have it, everything. I'll just show you here. Click on the subscription. Click on the subscription. Can you see here, guys? Here, this is my subscription ID. This is my subscription ID. And this is nothing but my role is account admin. And this is active right now. So I'm just selecting it here. Can you see here? So my current billing is some 934, which is due now. Okay, guys. And then afterwards, can you see here? That is a reminder anyways, you need not worry about this. Okay, this is the cost analysis, how the cost is being charged. It will give you. Can you see here some details of it? Okay, and can you see here for which service, how much they have charged? They will just give you the entire detail list here. Okay, so which service I have used, how much? Can you see here, guys? Just a minute. See here. So actual cost INR only. Can you see here? Forecast chart view. Can you see a chart view? That means, can you see here, guys? It is service name is what? Azure Databricks, because I'm using also bricks here. For training purpose, I'm using this. For virtual machine, 60 rupees. And for storage, 23. For Azure Data Factory, 3 rupees 91 paisa. Like all these, can you see here? This is a type of a chart, guys. So finally, it is giving you the overview analysis here. Okay. So that means, can you see here? This is how it works. So forecasted amount for my this thing is 3,500. My usage is very high. That is the reason it's charging you. If you are going with a pay-as-you-go model, you will not end up in paying more than 600 to 700. But I will tell you how to manage the cost and all. You have to delete everything every time you do it. I will show you that process once we start the practicals from tomorrow. Okay. So this is how. And apart from this, guys, you have some budgets is also there. Can you see it? Budgets where you can allocate, or you can use your own these things.
Samir, I have a quick doubt. Is it for monthly or any?
You can go with the pay-as-you-go model. Means it will be monthly only.
Okay, okay, thank you.
It will be monthly only. So you can select it whether you want a quarterly, etc. You can use it. Can you see here? All these can you see here? If you have any query regarding this, you can click on the new support request. Support plus troubleshooting is there. Na? If you have any query regarding anything, you can just raise a request. You can provide your phone number. Immediately they will get back to you in the next working day. Okay. Billing related issues, service related issues. Can you see here? Quotas, limits, etc. Everything. You can just raise a request here. Can you see here? Once I raise the request, immediately they are going to respond it accordingly. Okay, what is it you require? Some additional things is required. This is how. So basically, it's very quota type. What quota type I have it? Okay. So what is that? Active Directory or auto scaling. So I will just select the Active Directory. Okay. Well, anyways, you can raise your own request for any changes you require it. Any kind of a query you have it, you can raise it. They'll get back to you, no problem. So this is how, guys, we can we can have it here. Discard it. Okay, no problem. This is how we can have it, guys. So all of you go ahead and take the subscription before we start the practicals tomorrow, because it will be very easier for you to practice on a daily basis. Whatever the practicals you are doing it from the day one, you start practicing in the same way. So the subject will not be much complicated for you. You can attend it in a very flexible manner and you can understand the same as well. Okay, guys. So okay, that is my main this thing. Okay, recommendation. I have it for everyone. Just try to take the subscription, because without the subscription you cannot do anything. You must and should have it. There is no issues of installations. There is no any kind of hurdles. It is a hurdle free. Simply take the subscription. Initial first month, guys, you need not worry about that. Okay, initial first month you need not worry. Later on, what happens is you will have to keep on paying these things. Okay, all of you clear with this, guys? So anyways, the recording will be shared with you. All of you can see here, guys, all of you, let us prepare a WhatsApp group also. Let us prepare a WhatsApp group. So all of you can ping me off on this my mobile number. This is my mobile number. So you can ping me off. I'll add you up in a group. And if you have any related issues in the subject and all the things, we will just discuss the things in the group. Okay. So this is my number. Just ping me across. I will create a WhatsApp group. So that's it. So those are willing to continue and go ahead, please. You can ping me off on this. Okay. 8096314412. Okay, guys. That's it. So for the day, guys. So now I'm ending up the class. Thank you, everyone. If you have any doubts, you can come ahead. Yeah, Shankar, your voice is not audible. Your voice is totally cracked. Hello.
Okay, bye.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shankar. Any query? Okay. Anyone? Any query? Please, if you have any issues or query, somebody want to ask something, you can go ahead and ask me, guys, now. Please. No queries, guys?
Yeah, no from my end.
Okay, that's it, guys. Okay. Thank you for this. I'm just ending up the class. We'll meet again.
Yeah, Samir. Yeah, just a 1 minute. Yeah, actually, you told that data lake is for structured and semi-structured, right?
Yeah.
It will not work for unstructured data.
It will also work for the unstructured, but we have some obligations on that.
Okay.
Also, yeah, that we will discuss it once we get to the subject. That's the reason why I have not, why I did not, I did not get into this detail now. We have some obligations for that because things I can explain you once only we start up the subject. Now I don't want to confuse you guys.
Oh, sure.
That's it. Yeah. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you, everyone. So we'll end up the class here and we'll meet tomorrow the same time. Okay.
Thank you.